Hazel May with Sportsnet. George, you're no stranger to postseason games. From your experience, what generally is kind of like the X factors in kind of winning a series?
I mean, it can be anything. There's nothing really, honestly, in specific that I can point to. You know, there's a lot of the obvious stuff. You know, there's a big hit, a big pitch, a big play. But there's also stuff as small as, you know, getting a guy over. You know, that can matter. You know, having a long at bat, or, you know, man, a guy getting, you know, an extra base. You know, there's a lot of small things that matter, and, you know, I mean, that's just all you got to try to do.
Caitlin?
Hey, George. Caitlin McGrath, The Athletic. Just wondering, what do you see as like the strengths of this team, and maybe how do you think you guys are better suited for the postseason, maybe compared to last year?
Well, one, you know, I don't think there's any substitute for experience. You know, the more times you play in these atmospheres, the better. So, you know, obviously for us, you know, getting back here again is huge. Obviously, it's not in our home ballpark, but, you know, it's a good place to play. You know, it's expected to be an unbelievable atmosphere. So I just think for us, you know, just be who we are. You know, go out and do whatever it is that our team knows how to do, and we'll see what happens at the end of the day.
Ben? In green?
Ben Wagner, Sportsnet Radio. George, with no lack of experience, or you're one of the people that have actual experience playing on the road in the postseason. Blue Jays had home field advantage in the wild card, and then 2020 was very strange for all of us. What is the biggest difference being on the road?
You're just in a hotel. You know, you're not at home. You're not in your own bed. You're not doing the things that you would normally do at your house. I think at the end of the day, you know, but being on the road, you expect it to be loud. You expect to have the other, you know, the other fans be into the game. You almost expect it to be anti-you, which is okay. You know, that this is what you play for. So for us, obviously, yeah, you know, we were at home last year, but you know, here we are now, and it's exciting time for our whole team.
Hey, George, over here. Alden Gonzalez, ESPN, right here. Hey, George, what got you right down the stretch, and how much of a relief is it for you, if any, to sort of seemingly be feeling good with your swing going into the playoffs?
I don't know. You know, I just think it was kind of a weird year. You know I hit the ball a little bit better than the numbers show, but that's okay. You know, I'm not a big stat guy. I just think for me it was just, you know, slowing things down. You know, understanding that there's a lot more I could do. You know, to be productive and to be positive. Whether that's, you know, getting a guy over again. You know, not trying to do too much in a certain situation. You know, getting the next guy up. You know, just along at bat, and I think just, you know, for me, just being able to slow things down a little bit more, you know, helped.
Keegan at the back.
George, when you talk about experience in the postseason, when you compare maybe your first to a couple years after that, what gets better? Like, is it the atmosphere around it? Does this stuff get more normal? Like, how does it get easier?
I just think you learn how to navigate the day more. You know, you learn how to not necessarily think about what you have to go do. You know, think about the task at hand. You know, obviously we play 162 plus games in the year, and you know that there are a lot of stretches where everything can get monotonous, can just get kind of autopilot-y, if that's the right word. But here, you know, now everything's on the line every day, and I think, you know, the more you dwell on it, the more you kind of tend to try to play that way, as if this is the last game you're ever going to play. But I just think for guys, you know, especially like for myself, the biggest thing that I've learned is just kind of how to navigate the day, because ultimately you've already played this team before. You've played in this building. You know, yes, obviously it's not the same magnitude, but you've kind of already done it before.
And with Kevin Gausman being official for Game 1 for you guys, what impresses you most about Kevin Gausman as a hitter, and why do you think he lines up so well for this?
I mean, it just looks like he doesn't have a heartbeat. You know, he's always so calm. He's always so collected. You know, I think it's really hard to do what he does. I think everyone knows what he's going to do. the hard part is you just don't know what it is. And, he can, he knows how to navigate the zone, knows how to navigate his velocity. And for us to have him going the first day is a big thing for us. And, I'm looking forward to him out there tomorrow.
Second row right here.
Hi, George. Alex Leibelt with Twins Radio. You and Carlos Correa both started your career with the Astros, and you both saw some success in the postseason, winning the World Series together. And now in this postseason, you'll be seeing him from across in the other dugout. What kind of feeling is that for you, seeing a former teammate who you had such success with now as a potential foe in the postseason?
It's cool. I know who he is. I know the things that he can do, and the lights get bright and he gets better. And he's been that way as far as I've known him, as long as I've known him. He knows how to lead. He knows how to talk to guys. He knows how to navigate the situation, and that's why he was a big part of our team. That's why he's here. He's here for moments like this, and I expect him to go out and just be who he is.
Caitlin. Oh. Yes, Coach. Shy.
I actually wanted to circle back on Correa. Being a teammate of his for as long as you were, what did you notice about him that allows him to just sort of kind of bring his best for these moments?
Man, he is a mental giant. He seems to just block everything out. He seems to almost make the moment still when it's not. He has that innate ability to kind of control the flow of a lot of things. And, I saw it here in this building in 2020 when, he went and talked to Framber, and, he just slowed everything down. And the way, he can communicate, he knows how to talk to guys. And I just think, obviously from a playing standpoint, that's huge. But him as a player, there's not much more I could possibly say about him. He knows how to play the game. He knows how to slow the game down.
Hey, George. Vlad yesterday was talking about a collective hunger within the group and how it was fueled partly for him wanting to erase memories of 2020 and last postseason. You've been a part of postseason success, postseason disappointments as well, including the frightening incident at the end of last season. I'm just wondering how you reflect on carrying over or using past playoff experiences as motivations into the next one. Could that be beneficial? Are there some dangers in that? How do you approach it?
You just learn from the past. That's all. There's really nothing. Every year is completely different. There's always things that might not that might have worked last year. That didn't this year. So I just think for us as a team individually, we obviously understand what happened last year. And you move past it and you learn from it. And if and when that situation pops up again, hopefully, something else happens. But I just think our team is prepared, and we played a lot of close games all year. It's a very, very close-knit group. And, obviously to get into the playoffs is huge. It's fun for all of us. But, the goal is to keep playing. And I think guys have learned from, what happened last year and also, in 2020 and then, all throughout the season. That anything can happen. Obviously, anything can happen, does happen. It doesn't matter. It's one pitch, it's one play, it's one at bat. That can make the difference. And obviously for myself, it's a play that I would have liked to make. I didn't, and that's on me. But at the end of the day, now I think our team is equipped to handle a moment like that, and we'll see what happens.
Jerry Zagota from the Star Tribune here in Minneapolis. Do you feel at all that this is why you were brought here in 2021 for October?
I hope so. I think that's a part of it. I just think for me as an older guy who's been extremely lucky to have a lot of experience in these games, to have a chance to help these guys to hopefully just be a sounding board, or to help them kind of navigate the day. Well, whether it's on the field, off the field, that's why I'm here, and I look forward to it. It's fun. I love these guys in that locker room, and I look forward to going out there.
We'll do one final question, second row.
George, the last 2 weeks of the season, you guys saw the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees a lot, but over the course of the season as a whole, facing the AL East must have been, a very good challenge for you guys. And now with 3 teams in the AL East in the playoffs and 4 teams out of the 5 over a 500 record, how battle-tested do you guys feel, and how ready do you guys feel for these kinds of matchups coming into the postseason?
Yeah, obviously, it's no secret, the Orioles won the division. They won 100-plus games. The Rays won, I think, 99 games. Then there's us. And then I just think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you play in the playoffs. Every team is good, and every team deserves to be here. Every team does something or multiple things well. So it's going to take everything that you know how to do. Yeah, obviously, us playing in the AL East, it helps, to go out there every single day against, Baltimore, New York, Boston, the Rays. It's not easy, but it's fun. And I think, again, now that we're here, every team in the playoffs is good, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks, George. Thanks, everyone. We'll be back shortly.